right. Hey everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This week is gonna be a little different with my live because I will be doing the show solo. So let me just turn that off. Now let's get right to it. Make sure when you do get a chance, feel free to go ahead and follow me over on Facebook at Robert Silver Photography, Instagram at Robert Silver Photography. Of course, I'm on on Twitter and Snapchat. Snapchat I don't really use, but for sure I use Instagram the most by far, and close runner-up is Facebook. So you can reach me at any of those places. Check out my latest work or critique or just have a question, whatever it may be. You can hit me up anywhere on those platforms. So let's get right to it. As I said, I really appreciate you tuning in this week. I want to try to start making this a little bit more regular. I got a lot of clients that kind of kept me busy over the past couple months, and that's life. But I know that I did this previously for a few weeks over in September. I liked how it went. My setup got even better and more refined, so therefore I want to bring whatever knowledge I've been learning through trial and error to all of you. And this week, yes, as I said, is a bit unique because I don't have a special guest, and I will be editing photos live on Lightroom. That's Adobe Lightroom CC or Classic CC. And if you have any questions about Lightroom, all about Lightroom, whatever it may be, I'll be glad to answer any of those questions. Make sure that one thing is that I will not be exporting to Photoshop to do any heavy retouching. I'm purposely trying to show you what you can do inside of Lightroom that I'm going to say 80% of my heavy lifting is done. Very specific reasons is the only reason why I pop open Photoshop and export to Photoshop. That would be heavy retouching for a beauty editorial. I need to remove significant objects that I can't quite remove using the blemish remove or spot removal tool in Lightroom, and other refined issues. So usually editorials is where I drag and drop them in, or if, like, let's say a subject's skin is not exactly as perfect as I need it, then Photoshop usually takes care of any detailed issues that I may need to remove or add or whatever the case may be. But today it's all about Lightroom. So let me just show you a few pictures real quick right here of some photos that I have edited exclusively on Lightroom, or with Lightroom, excuse me. So this is right out of the camera. These are Lumix cameras. I think Lumix S1 with these cameras. With these photos. And right from there, I took the raw images and edited everything entirely inside of Adobe Lightroom. So you can see that you can really get a lot out of this software. They do not sponsor me. I don't get any kickback. I don't get a free subscription. I don't get anything. But I'm just want to let you know that here's an affordable software out there you can get for $9.99 and do a lot of great work. Okay? I use this software, pretty much the only software I use to edit. I do like Capture One. Capture One's amazing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually really, really freaking good. But I'm not gonna lie, I use most of my editing through Lightroom, and plus it helps me to organize all my photos and albums and everything else. So it's really easy software. So we're gonna head on over to Lightroom in a second. Make sure that you're using the right one. Right now, I am using, as I said, it's a Adobe Lightroom Classic CC, and so that you can easily follow along and your questions pertain to the program that I'm using. Obviously, make sure your software, your version is updated most. Okay, Doctor Strange, I'm not sure. I haven't done any of that kind of photography. Unfortunately, I really don't have any advice because I don't really float in that genre of certain kind of photography, pornographic photography. So I unfortunately can't give you the best advice. I mean, I do shoot implied, but it's very more artistic. If you check out my Instagram, yesterday's post, that was one from a recent implied shoot that I took. I think it was just about a week or so ago. But I don't do anything other than more artistic implied nude shoots. So I'm sorry, I don't have any specifics about that. And ironically, I at least I don't know any photographers in particular that I could at least point you to. So I'm sorry, I can't help you in that arena. From home in Livermore. Awesome. Thank you, Sean. And thank you, Dr. Strange, nonetheless, for stopping by. If you do have any questions about Lightroom, I'm your man. So whatever kind of genre that you happen to be photographing in, Lightroom and the functions of it are going to transfer over. So if you do street, if you do landscape, if you do event photography, whatever it is, what I'm doing in here, it's going to easily transfer over. Just the difference is how you're applying particular tools and settings, right? So anyway, let's get on over to my computer here and get down to business. Of course, not a problem, Doctor Strange. I like that name. I like that comic book character too. Okay, so let's get right to it. Boom. And let's head on over to Lightroom. Here we go. So as you can see right here, I have a few photos, well, 8 of them, that I chose at random. Like, I just wanted to go throughout the COVID time and choose photos that I've taken during COVID. So this is my muse, Nia. You've seen her plenty of times on my Instagram if you follow me at Robert Silver Photography. You'll see her probably the most. We've been working closely together for 3 years now, so we've done countless shoots, and she's been featured in 4 of my YouTube videos. Definitely my Portrait Photography 101 videos. If you check out that playlist, she was in the first couple of sets. What is butterfly lighting, Rembrandt lighting, split lighting? She was all part of that. Anyway, again, none of these have been edited, as you can see. I'm in the develop module, so make sure you press D and get inside a develop module. And here we go again. This is straight out of the camera. This is all raw. Let's get that. There we go. So you can see it's raw. And here are the settings. And I used a Sigma lens with the S1 on this one, the Sigma Art 24mm. And then here's the other. So far this is all natural light. I shot these or captured these photos in, right? So you can see I haven't done anything to these yet. This is all natural light. Okay. Here we go. These two are in studio. That's the biggest difference. I captured this about a month ago. What did it say? Was it about a month ago? Oh, yeah. It was a little bit over a month ago. Well, damn it. It's more like 2 months ago. Anyway. It seemed like a month ago. And then here we go. This is a month ago. And we had fun. Dang, I can't believe how much time flies by. But nonetheless, this was a fantastic shoot. And you'll see why once I do my thing. And this was taken, a year ago. But this was with the G9 and I believe the 42.5. Yeah, I love that lens. So that's a great, fantastic lens. This is Micro Four Thirds system, if you're not familiar. So I really love how this came out too. Obviously, we're gonna edit it. Let's start with Nia's photo. This one I could see could have a lot of potential. I like the framing. I like everything about this. It's really dope. I have not posted this. She saw it, but she chose other photos. But honestly, I think this is a very strong photo. I think it's really good. Okay, so let's get down to it. So, as you can see, I started in the basic section, in the editing. So I'm gonna just fix right now some basic stuff. I like pressing auto just to see where the computer is going. Now, first things first is that this is the subject. This is the primary object in the frame that I have to worry about when it comes to exposure, color, and etc. Everything else just is there to enhance my subject. Like, that's my approach. Again, I'm not the most talented photo editor. I'm not trying to claim that I'm the best. I know everything, because I don't. There's stuff I still need to learn. But what I'm here to share with you is my approach to photo editing. So if you see any of the work on my page, best believe it's me who did it from front to back, meaning from concept to production of the photos, and then me post-processing them as well. I make sure my hand is in each stage of the process. Okay, so if you like the work that I post and share and what's on my website, then maybe you might appreciate what I'm going to share with you. But I'm not claiming that I'm a wizard at this at all. Okay, so let's brighten it up. So as you can see, I'm really trying to concentrate on her exposure, her skin exposure. So we'll just go right there. I always like adding a little touch of texture. Yeah, see, even just that little bit. Let's go to that. Even that little bit, I could already notice the clarity is making it pop. Let's look at I always use the before and after, the slash key, just to see where it's going, right? So you can see now it's a little overexposed, but I'm gonna easily fix that later. Right now, I'm just worrying about her, how she's looking. Let's just bump this up to 25. And then, let me just see where this goes. Boom. Cool. Now I could already see the skin. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of that. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this mask. This is what they call if you hover over these, you can see the quick shortcuts. But this is the radio tool. But I use this a lot to just isolate the subject. Again, I'm just talking in terms of portrait photography. So I like to concentrate the effect on the subject more or less. Whoops. Let's move this down a little bit. There we go. And now from here, I'm going to press the invert. There we go. Let's just show it. Cool. Cool. Her. So you can see the mask is being applied pretty much around her. Now, I'm going to go back. And you can see, like, this is what it was before I applied it. Where is it? Right, at 0. Right? And now, I want to bring back some detail of the scenery. Maybe just a tad bit of, there we go, of dehaze. Okay. Cool. I always check myself with the before, after. Cool. I like the way it's going. Let me go back to this. Make some more adjustments. Now, there we go. Let's just make this 10. Nice. Press enter twice. Then I got everything else. So far, not bad. Let's just add one more right around her face, like right there. Cool. But let me just raise this up. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's looking pretty damn good. Let me know what you think. So far, I'm definitely liking the way that's coming out. Let's look at the before, after, before, after. Cool. Let's skip this for now. I don't. I do go to this, but I usually go for it for contrast. You see, like that. That actually is pretty nice. Let's see what if I add a strong. Yeah, that's a little too strong for me. Let's do that. Now, as you can see, I use the basic as my foundation, and every time I apply something else, it may affect what I did up here. Then I go back and change things. Like, I'm going to bump up the shadow a little bit. That contrast added a little bit too much. So let's look how it looks right now. 1, 2. Yeah, this is pretty good. Oh, excuse me, this is the full screen. Yeah, pretty good. Before, after, before, after. Cool. Now let's get to colors, because her skin tone is killing me. Take that. So as you can see, folks with more melanin, you're really messing with these tones, especially these two, the red and the orange. And yeah, let's just do a drastic. So that really affects just more or less her lips. And of course, these poles over here. So let's not mess with that. Let's go over to the orange though. Look, if I see, now we're talking. So let's go back to 0. And we're gonna just ever so slightly, just a little bit. You know what they say, a dab will do. A yabba dabba do. Okay? Cool. Let's try that. Let me just see what this looks like. No. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Now I go to the extreme just to see what is being affected. But as you can see in this frame, just from when I was adjusting that slide tool, it's going to affect, well, obviously the earrings and for sure these stripes. So again, a dab will do. So let's just go ahead and mute this skin tone a little bit more. There we go. Here we go. Let's see what it looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yeah, big difference. Big, but it's a big subtle difference is what it really is. Okay, so as I'm editing, feel free to post any questions you may have. If watching is good for you, feel free to just let me know that. If you want me to shut the hell up, feel free to let me know. Can't give you any promises. All right, so far it's looking pretty sweet. Before, after. Before, after. Now, if you want a little pop in highlights, never hurts. With models, ironically, with a little bit more highlight, hides imperfections in the skin. It's like a real good, easy cheat. Cool. Cool. All right. Now let's remove. I see something I do want to remove. Let's remove right here. See 1 and 2. So I'm going to take the spot removal tool, and I usually keep it on a heel for most part. But if you play your cards right, you can do this really nice. Okay. Nice. And I'm going to do it right there. Nice. Bam, bam. Look at that. So let's look at the before and the after. Big difference. And it looks natural. And it looks natural. That's obviously, for me, important for me. Now let's repeat the process on this side. And I always look for a surface area that is similar in texture. Enter twice. There we go. And here's the before and the after. Before and the after. Good. Now I see something else. As you can tell, I use before and after a lot. Because sometimes as you're editing, it's hard for you to see the big picture. Whether you added too much saturation or too much contrast or not enough. Cool. Before, after. See, I've already cleaned up her face. This is before I go to Photoshop and do any heavy retouching. I do everything inside of here. So here's some little things if you just want to get picky, which I usually do. Take that out. I kind of don't like the way the shadow is right there, to tell you the truth. So I'm just gonna, here we go. Boom. See? Now look at this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Her face is starting to glow. This is Looks beautiful, quite honestly. I really like this photo. Here we go. Awesome. And maybe even right here. That's just me. And I'm going to do it anyway. Just look for whatever these little imperfections, because when you smooth the skin or do anything else later on, it's only going to be as smooth as the surface it's smoothing over, if that makes any sense. So you really want to try to do as much as you can with spot removal as possible. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That was too much. Where is it? This one? And to be more like right there. Now, granted, you do the best you can. Lightroom has gotten better over the years with spot removal. Let's take a look at the before. After. Before. After. Big difference. Look at that. Big difference. Now, I want to look at other things. Look right here. Let's remove that. Awesome. There we go. I like that. And right here. Everybody always has these things. I do. They do, no matter how beautiful they are. But you can easily fix that. I remember how I used to really hate retouching inside of Lightroom. Now it works so well. Where are we? There we go. Cool. Before, after. And the before and after help you to see areas you may have missed. Ironically, I just saw this little thing right there. So I want to take this, remove that. Cool. I even see this. Cool. Nice. That was distracting to me. 1, 2. See that right there? Right above her forehead, eyebrow, excuse me. 1, 2. Cool. See, even if I post this, which I wouldn't be embarrassed to, and having her skin look like this, her skin looks clean, but it looks realistic. So there's nothing wrong with it, if that's what you want to post. My point is to show you how much you can get done inside of just Lightroom, which everyone has access to, and there's a much shorter learning curve to learn this program. And this is how you could basically take your photos to the next level. There's not one photo I post on Instagram or social media or on my website without, processing them myself. Now, I know some people may have a retoucher they work with and everything. I don't. I haven't had a relationship with anybody I could trust to edit the way I like. So I've just learned over the years to do it myself. And not saying it worked out every time. Matter of fact, I've made plenty of mistakes. Some mistakes you'll never see. So right now I'm just looking for things to remove that are distracting to my eye. See that? That's distracting. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm basically head hunting for things to get out of my shot. Let's just bring that up there. See how I can fix that. There we go. That'll work. Cool. Definitely digging it so far. Let me know what you think. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Cool. This is actually a little distracting right there. Cool. See, take that away. 1, 2. Bam. There we go. It just looked like a smudge near our arm. I didn't like it. Alright, so we did tone curve. I added some medium contrast. Messed with the color a little bit. I think your skin looks good. I don't really do split toning too much. Detail never hurts. Let's just say 60. And everything else looks pretty good. Here we go. Cool. Overall, I'm really liking this photo. And because we're editing live, I don't want to take forever on just one picture. Okay. This is nice. Alright, let's look at the before and after. Whoops. Whoops. Let's go back to here. There we go. That's what I meant. Alright, so there you go. You can see the before and the after. And just from 15 minutes or so on one photo, you can see how quickly you could transform your image with just a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, a little bit of effort. What I do want to do a little shameless self-plugging. I will be planning on selling presets of my favorite editing presets that I use personally, and therefore it will at least help you push your image along faster. Now, it's not the end all to be all, but it's a great starting point for your editing and for you to better understand what you could get out of Lightroom and your photos as well. So be on the lookout for that. I will be sharing obviously links and promo, whatever I'm going to be doing with the presets on Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube. So just stay tuned. Now let's get to the next photo. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot for checking out my work. I really appreciate that, Cadet. I really do. I really do. Okay, let's get to the next. Let's choose a studio portrait. This one I was kind of itching on because I love this photo shoot. This photo shoot here. Okay, let me switch back real quick. Bam. And let's get to the tether part. Okay, so this photo shoot was so much fun. I was able to test out the 85mm f1.8 lens, which is Lumix's latest prime lenses they're coming out with for their L-mount cameras, the S-series cameras. I personally own the S1H to do all my filmmaking, and I will be picking up the S5 as soon as possible. So therefore, I wanted to test out some lenses. I was able to get my hands on this lens. It's not out yet. It won't be out for, I believe, another month or so. Either way, I enjoyed it so much. It's super compact. I really had a great time. But this one was taken with that lens, and I was just blown away with the detail and the color I was able to get out of this using the S1 and the 85mm. So Lawan was a great subject to work with. We've been looking to shoot with each other because he has such fantastic bone structure. And I'm not sure if you ever were at this point, but during our shoot, half my mind was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get home to edit these photos because they're going to come out fire. I posted a photo of him. I want to say, if you go to my Instagram and you could see a photo. Oh, that's what I posted of him today. So that's another photo from this same shoot. So again, go to Robert Silver Photography. You can check it out there. Press like, whatnot. Post a comment, a hate, whatever. All right, now let's get back into it, okay? Let's go to, where the heck is my computer? Awesome. Now let's just go to, bam. Let's go back. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so here's Lawan. This was the first outfit we shot, and the one that's on my Instagram is the second outfit we shot with a black suit and a red turtleneck. Came out fire. It was awesome. Uh yes. Well, clear advantage honestly is here's one thing. All right, this is a question from Cadet on YouTube, and he's asking, he's like, yes, I use only Photoshop for my edits. What clear advantages can I get with Lightroom? Well, okay, let me switch back, please. Excuse, so I can answer this to you guys face to face. Okay. Um. Okay, so the clear advantage that you're gonna get with Lightroom is being able to batch edit multiple photos at once in seconds. That is super helpful. Um, it's helpful like even when I do editorial shoots and I do 4 or 5 looks, but one look is shot in a different scene, different lighting, different time of day, then that's going to get a different edit than let's say outfit number 2, which is shot at a different time and different day, not a different day, but maybe a different day, but different setting and different lighting. So therefore, if I chose let's say my favorite 5 from outfit 1 and I edit number 1 of those outfits in outfit 1, if I edit the first photo, then I can easily select the rest of those outfits and do apply the same edit across all those 5 images from outfit 1 in seconds, and it'll give me a great head start for weddings. It's not only a lifesaver, it's a time saver. So that's one thing, batch editing. The second thing is Lightroom really allows you to organize all of your digital assets, your digital media, meaning your still photos. So for me, I organize it by genres, and then obviously the projects within those genres. Genres meaning like let's say landscapes or events or portraits or fashion. And Lightroom really helps me to organize all my photos. So therefore, from beginning, meaning from importing, I get to organize as I'm importing, edit as quick as possible, as you can see, and then if I need to, export to Photoshop, and then when I'm done, export depending on the size of the media that I need and what I'm using it for. So Lightroom really is kind of the Swiss Army knife for a software. Capture One does the same thing too. A little bit more learning curve for Capture One, but a lot of professional commercial houses use them. Any brand that honestly, it's a really high-end software. It's great software. It really does a great job. But Lightroom has that nice, quick, short learning curve, and it comes with your software. It comes with your bundle anyway. If you choose a photography package on Adobe, guess what? Photoshop comes with Lightroom, so might as well use it, right? So I hope that helps. If not, then feel free to let me know. Okay? All right, let's get to it. Let's go back. Okay, now let's go back to Lightroom. Here we are. Okay, here's Lawan. Let's get down to it. Again, I start with auto just to kind of see where I'm at. I could already notice a few things I want to remove, but first I want to get this lighting right. So you can see just from auto, that's a big difference. Now, as I'm increasing or decreasing exposure, I'm really concentrating on the effect onto his highlights. Like right here, obviously here, and his jawline. So I don't want to overexpose to get more light on the camera right just to sacrifice overexposing on his highlights. Like that is important. You want it to pop because he has great bone structure. I used only one light source and camera left, and then a white reflector camera right for a positive fill, as you can see right here. This is all from a foam core, okay, or a V flat, excuse me, but not V flat, like a homemade version of a V flat. All right, so far so good. Immediately I already know I want to crop in. This is too much black for me. Okay. And let's just put that, there we go. Let's see how that is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's cool. I like that. All right. Just seems more proportional. Like it fills up the frame. Just much nicer. Okay. Let's see here. It was like adding in texture. Texture is like, it's such a. I'm glad they added this, but a dab will do. Like you really don't need to add a lot. Like it'll go blurry or it'll go looking like he just aged. But if you just want some nice little detail sharpness, pop. Texture is a winner chicken dinner. I really don't want to add clarity to this photo actually. Let's just go in. Like his skin is naturally pretty damn flawless. Like for a guy, that's pretty creepy. Really flawless, really clean. All right. Now let's remove some stuff that I immediately need to remove before I go crazy. Great. Let's go right there. Awesome, right there. See, I could even see right here. Like after a while, you start having this like sixth sense when it comes to vision and photos. You're like, gosh, I need to remove that. Oh my god, that's just so annoying to me. But many people wouldn't even know what you're talking about. But after a while, you're staring at photos a lot, and you start to see like, no, that's not right. I could fix that. And that also goes for when I'm just looking at the back of my camera as I'm shooting. Okay, see like that. That's a little too soft wherever it pulled it from. There we go. That's better. Cool. So you could already see big difference. Well, it's hard to see the big difference because it's dark as hell, but it is a big difference. Nice. As you can see, I'm going through, looking for whatever little imperfections. I can remove. Again, you're going to learn, like, if you just keep doing this, you're going to learn and pick up your own techniques. And that's what I did. I couldn't afford a retoucher to touch up my photos. Plus, I had a creative credibility issue. Like, I wanted to be mine and no one else's. I guess I'm selfish in that sense. And plus, I saw the picture in a particular way that a lot of times I don't think I'd be able to express to a retoucher how I want the photo to come out, you know? So therefore, I just force myself to learn. If I'm paying for the software, I'm going to learn it. And I'm going to mess up. And that's okay. Cool. So far, so good. So you can see I'm looking at everything. There we go. There we go. Like all these little things. I know it sounds almost petty, but it isn't to me. Cool. Let's see if we could fix this. Everybody has this underneath their eyes. It's like, but let's see. You could dodge and burn it in Photoshop, but we're not going to Photoshop today. It's all about Lightroom today. There we go. What the hell is... Cool. Not a problem. I'm glad you found it useful, Cadet. I appreciate the question. And I know this is cliche, but there is no wrong question but the one you didn't ask. There we go. Cool. So you can see what oh, well, you saw what I did there. Let's take out 2 more things here. I see. I'm kind of rushing. I mean, just because I don't want this live stream to be going on forever. But I hope you are picking up, or at least seeing what I'm doing, and take the time to practice and implement it yourself. I'm really looking for everything when it comes to what I want to fix. Again, because before you go to Photoshop, you know, you want to do all the heavy lifting now. Look at that. Why would it choose there? That is so weird. Cool. All right, big difference, right? Big difference. Like, that photo is pretty dope. Oh, look, I got some spots in my sensor. There it is. All right. But that's what this tool's for. There we go. Best way that I find spots is by moving, because you can see them easier when it's moving. I can see it right here. Just want to go around. It happens. Mirrorless cameras, it's going to happen. Unless, you know, yours can close the shutter. Mine does not, so I just deal with it. It's all good. As long as the client doesn't get that photo, that's all that matters with the spots. Cool. All right, there we go. Let's take a quick look. I really like his. His is coming out really nice. There was something I wanted to go back and revisit with Nia in a second. So let's just... Okay, there we go. So far, before and after. Now, if you want to do a little skin smoothing, why not? Let's go to that. Let's go to fill. Cool. So I go click on the adjustment brush here, and then go down to light. I usually never use the heavy smooth skin. Since I'm smoothing over this area, it doesn't hurt to just start there. Now I like turning on the auto mask so that when it gets let me turn on the overlay. When I get to other areas, see, it doesn't hit the eyebrows as much. And when it gets to other edges, it's a good way to kind of keep you in the well, it does its best, okay? All right, anyway. Let me erase all that. Cool. I try not to go into the hair. This just stay right there. Draw the outline. Nice. Now I'm just going to apply it. That's why you can see the mask as I'm applying it. And then I'm going to adjust the amount that it's applied. Or the opacity of it, I guess you want to call it. Or the intensity, excuse me. Once I'm done. Okay. Now let's make this a little bigger. Cool. Cool. I don't like going over the edges or wherever there's detail. Let's say his nostrils here. I don't go over the hair. I just try to stay on the skin in general and stay away from detailed areas that I want to make sure keeps the realness of his portrait. Okay, let's go smaller. I know there's a little bit rushing, but again, time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. Okay. Let's go to fill. Okay, turn off the overlay. Okay, now as you can see, it is getting smooth. So I'm gonna go to more like 15. There we go. 10. There we go. Just because you have the preset that just starts off at a certain amount of intensity doesn't mean you need to keep it. Everything is adjustable. I want to keep his skin as realistic as possible. Matter of fact, honestly, I'm showing you this just to show you, but if you actually look at my photo on Instagram, I didn't apply any skin smoothing. Quite honestly, I just cleaned it up. But I just wanted to show you what you can do and still retain skin texture, but clean it up. It's about how much you apply to it. As you can see, here's where I applied it. I applied it pretty much everywhere. Okay. And there you go. Let's take a look. And there we go. So you can see, like, this photo is pretty solid. I like it. Very light skin smoothing. With guys, you really want to keep it super light. To me, this is my approach again of photo editing. I like to keep the details, but you can remove blemishes. Like, guys still want to remove their blemishes too. They want to look their best, but the ruggedness of their skin, of their jaw, etc., is what you want to accentuate, and that's what I purposely knew what I wanted to get from him when I lit him in the first place in the studio, and when I was taking his photo, and down to the post-processing situation. Oh, look at that. I already see something that I forgot. Here we go. Right here. Let's just remove these two, just because I can. Cool. From earrings, but you never know. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now let's look at the before and after next to each other, and that is an awesome portrait that I like. And again, the first person that has to like any of your photos is yourself. If you don't like it, if you honestly feel like you could do better, well, do better. Do whatever you have to do. Meaning, put in the hours of aside from photography, just put in the hours of learning how to edit better, and then post your very best work. That's what social media is about: posting your best work, or at least your latest best work, right? And sharing it to the world. So why not take the time and share your best? All right, now let's go back. And I forgot a step over here with Nia. Let's go in there and really apply some of this. Come on, you can do it. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So here we are. I forgot to apply the skin smoothing. Go. You can see I'm just applying it, and you can already see the difference as I'm applying it. Again, I'm staying away from anywhere areas I want detail. So her eyes, I try to stay away from that. That's why I use I feather it, the tool, which you can do right over, where the hell's the feather at? There it is. So you can mess with the size here, and then how much feather is applied, how sharp is your edge or defined your edges. I like mine to be pretty soft on the edge, just so that in case I make a mistake, it doesn't go into bad. Here we go. Cool, I like that. Here we go. So you can see, after you clear up her skin, or your subject's skin, the using this brush tool, you can really step it up, or clean up her face even more. Just, just make it pop. All right, I think the nose, I'm gonna just one quick. There we go. That's about it. Cool. So you could see the big difference just in her face. Like, look at how gorgeous she looks. That's fantastic. If you want to, I think her arms don't really need the smoothing because they look pretty clean. Looks nice. Maybe let me see what this one looks like. Hold on. It's like Goosebumps, but I remember it was like the end of winter when we shot this photo. Cool. Let's go here. here. I don't think I needed it. Cool. All right, let's take a look before and after. This is with the skin smoothing. Nice. So you can see with the when I applied the skin smoothing on this, I left the settings alone on this one, which by default it is. Let me just show you. Texture -35 and clarity -15, and with Lawan I decreased the intensity down to -10 on both. Okay, because I wanted to retain a lot more texture, while hers it's all about being smooth and beautiful, and there she is. Let's take a look at it. There we go. I'm definitely digging the way that came out. I'm glad I went back and revisited it. I think I'm gonna post this photo tomorrow, so stay tuned. Again, go follow me on Instagram at Robert Sewell Photography, and I'm gonna post this photo, and you'll at least be able to say, hey, I saw this photo before everybody else did. Let me go back and revisit the no, you know what, you gotta know when to call it quits, like Kenny Rogers. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. All right, so look at these other photos we have down here. Is there any photo that you see right now that you would like for me to edit next? I'm gonna edit one more photo. Let me know what you think, and post that comment. Let me know. Don't be bashful. Let me just type it here. Here we go. Let's see what folks say. This is all for you. I'm gonna enjoy editing any one of these. So far I did this one. Let me just do that. Add a flag, and then I edited this one here. So I edited those already. What do you guys think? And let's go ahead. Let's do a eeny, meeny, miny, moe situation here. Oh, the other. Okay, Noah. The other one in the studio. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. All right, let's go to press D for develop. So this one I shot with the S1, the Lumix S1, and the Lumix L mount lens. The 70-200 f2.8 lens is a awesome lens, big but awesome. It's a wally wop, but this is when you want to pull out the big guns. You can't complain about weight. Okay, that's a great question. Let me hold on, get back to you guys. Okay, so Noah asked, how would you compare this form of retouching to frequency separation? Okay, two different animals, and I'll say it like this. Frequency separation is fantastic. It takes a little bit more time. It takes a little bit more time to do, but that's why I save it for more of like beauty photography, like these two portraits I have here. So when I have the time, and when it's for something extremely important, let's say a client, a cosmetic company, or for a beauty editorial, I'm going to take the time. Frequency separation, absolutely. Or if I just really want to do it to a particular photo for a post or whatever the case may be. I love using frequency separation. I just did it recently on a shoot. I did it on the photo of Nia, the black and white photo of her that I posted yesterday. The implied photo, I used it there as well. I love the results. This editing is really like a quick, it does most of what you want. Now, the frequency separation, I think, handles retaining the details, and you have way more control, better than Lightroom will ever give you. That's why it's Photoshop and when it's Lightroom. But Lightroom is at least, it'll get you very close. It'll get you close, but frequency separation would take you to that next level. But sometimes you don't have time for that. As you can see, I can apply the intensity and play with the intensity a little bit more, but you have way more control in frequency separation. So again, my purposes today is to just show you what you can do inside of Lightroom. And if you want to do frequency separation, feel free, go for it, man. Like, go for it. But those are the two biggest things, really, is the latitude and of control you have over the application of texture and the blurry part of the image. Again, Lightroom is getting better, but it's not going to replace Photoshop. That's why it's Photoshop. So I'd say try both, Pixel Peep, and see which you could totally tell the difference. But if you're posting to Instagram, no one has ever said, "Oh my God, that was only smooth, skin smoothed in Lightroom." Like, no one has ever commented on it, and if they did, they're wasting their time, because I'd know they're lying. They wouldn't know. Beauty shoots, you can definitely tell. There has this frequency separation has a specific. It has that nice clean look for sure. And again, that's when I use it the most in beauty photos and stuff like that. So, so go check out that photo I posted yesterday and let me know what you think of it, if you like the way I did frequency separation. But I'm going to say 90% of my photos that you've seen on Instagram are done in Lightroom pretty much. Okay. Again, when you're applying it, just because you have a tool doesn't mean you need to apply it. And when you do apply it, doesn't mean you need to go heavy-handed on it. You have to know when to pull back. All right. So I hope any of that jabberjaw madness I just shared with you helped. If not, feel free to ask another question. Let me know. All right, let's get back to the photo. Jerome said, how about the 5-star image? Let's get back to the madness. Okay. 5-star image. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I can see if I have enough time. Let's do this one first, because Noah asked about this one first. So first come, first serve. Yes, you're absolutely right, Noah. Yes, it can take forever. That's why I'm showing this. This route is not bad. Frequency separation is amazing if you have the time. Therefore, I usually use it for shoots that really need it, like beauty editorials and stuff like that. Okay, let's start again from the top. Okay, let's make this a little bit. There we go. I shot this with one key light and a negative fill camera left on this one. All right, so I could already see I want to make this a little bit cooler. I like the coolness of it. There we go. See, that made a big difference already. Cool. I already want to. There we go. Doesn't that look better already just by doing that? Now, there we go. I like that. I just want to bump up the shadows just to get a little bit of the texture of the background. If you look, this is the studio wall. Like, it's just a wall. So it has imperfections in there. I do want that. It'll help me to create a little bit of depth in the photo. I don't want it to be pitch black. This is not going to be cool. Don't do it in this particular sense. That's what I'm telling myself. Also helps too, since I didn't have a hair light or any rim lighting or whatever whatever other kind of lighting to add some edge to it, to break her apart from the background. Then increasing the shadows helps, again, creating some depth in this case. Okay, so far so good. Now let's get in there. Let's start with removing all of these little imperfections, which I can see. See, even beautiful models have imperfections. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie. Their imperfections just look better than the rest of our imperfections, but they got them too. Here we go. This model her name is Kaylin. You can check her out at kaylin.kaiser on Instagram. She's great. She's a newly signed model. Well, she was. I think she got signed in August to Bay Area's MDT agency. This wasn't her first shoot, but I did her first professional shoot, which was awesome. I saw her post. I was like, ooh, I got to work with this one. Let's get a little bit closer. So you can see I want to try to get a texture that complements. There we go. Where I want it to apply. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the thing with this model is that she has freckles, so you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. There, you know, when you're going too far, you want to keep some of those. At least I do. This shoot we shot. I can't remember. It was 4 looks, and this one was for social media in particular. But the other set just got published inside of a magazine from this shoot. Um, I just posted that photo 2 days ago on Instagram. So if you go check me out on Instagram and you just go back a couple of days, you could see. Go back 4 posts. You could see her there with flowers and whatnot. No, those are leaves, autumn leaves, and that was from the same day of this photo that we're looking at right now. And that's what I'll do a lot, like for the models, especially if we're just collabing. I'll shoot an extra look just so that we all have something to quickly post for social media, and they appreciate that, you know, just because when it comes to editorials and stuff, you could wait a month, 2 or 3 before you ever get to see those photos ever again. You know, you have to wait for the magazine to post them and publish the work, so there could be a wait. So, you know, do somebody some solid, you know, and it goes a long way. And just shoot an extra outfit. You're already set up, so who cares? And it gives you something to, you know, you need content too. All right, this is, what the, let me remove that. Now, Noah, before I go to Photoshop to do some frequency separation, I still do all this. So I'm sure you do too, but I'm just stating the obvious, I guess, is that I'm still going to go through all this process just so that I could save some time inside of Photoshop, which I'm sure you could appreciate. Cool. I'm looking for any imperfections I don't want. That looks like a birthmark or something. We're going to remove that. All right. Looking pretty smooth. Looking pretty smooth. Awesome. Okay, let's give it the yep. Yep. All right, I see something already right there. What the heck? There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, let's get. I see that flyaway is like hanging out there. It's like dangling. I don't mind flyaways too much as long as it's like, I don't know, not that distracting. I hate editing hair, so a lot of times I'm just like, fuck it, I'll work with it. Cool. Nice. Yeah, let's add a little bit of clarity to this. Cool. So far, so good. Let's see the before. Again, that's right out of camera and raw. Here's the after. Not bad. Again, since this is, you know, dealing with a female model, never hurts to bump up the highlights of hair. Let me just see what this contrast. It's a little edgy. Not bad. Let me see what I can do with it. There we go. There we go. That's cool. It's like nothing is set in stone until you export. You know, so experiment, try, See what works for you. See what doesn't. What's awesome about Lightroom is you have Control Z, which is undo, and you can do it unlimited times. So there's no harm, no foul. And remember, when you're editing, this is non-destructive editing, so you're not destroying or editing the raw file. This is just a snapshot. Wow, look at that. This photo's coming out great. Jesus. Kind of digging it. I like it. Let's get just a smidge more shadow in her eye. Just a hair, like just a little bit. You don't want to do that. There we go, just a little bit. Just a dab will do. Cool. So far, this is looking pretty freaking sweet. That's the before and the after, obviously. Jerome asks, do you ever use a retoucher? I don't use retouchers. I do it all myself. Eventually I'll learn it or go to YouTube University and then practice it myself. I mean, that's how I learned frequency separation. That's how I learned even Lightroom, and InDesign and Photoshop and Adobe Premiere. I just learned it. Thankfully, within Adobe's ecosystem, a lot of the controls carry over to the other programs. Control Z is still Control Z. It's still undo. So it's like, so the learning curve is a lot shorter as long as you're within Instagram's ecosystem. But I'm not. When I say Instagram, excuse me, Adobe's ecosystem. But nonetheless, I'm kind of a control nut. Like, I like doing my own thing. And if you're gonna have a photo shoot with me, it's gonna be my approach from beginning to end, and therefore, you know, I want to give it my, I don't want to call it be bougie, but you know, give it the Robert Silver touch. Okay, so far so good. Let's see if we add a little bit of tone curve here. Let's see. Let's go to, whoops. There we go. A little matte finish to it. See what you guys think about this kind of a. Let me know what you guys think about this so far. This is before I add the apply any skin smoothing to it. So feel free to let me know what you think. Let's go ahead. Whoops, what am I flagging at? Now let's go to the skin smoothing. Cool. Again, I start with light. And now I'm just going to apply. Miss some of those highlights. I do want to keep the detail of that highlight, so I'm not going over it. Cool. Awesome. Again, this is in lieu of going to Photoshop to do frequency separation, meaning instead of. Okay? This is just an option. I'm not saying it's the end all to be all, but it definitely does a lot, as you can see. Awesome. And I'm just using a mouse. I'm not even using my Wacom Intuos pen tablet, which I do for Photoshop. This is just a mouse, the Mac mouse. Dope. Actually looks pretty damn good. Kind of digging it. I like it. It has a nice spectral. What do you call it? I like the highlights that are in this and the contrast. Let me just make sure this is. Oops, I see a little. There we go. Awesome. Press enter twice. Now let's move down to the body. I'm going to do a little bit lighter application on the body. Let's go to... I want to keep the freckles and stuff, and when you smooth it out, a lot of times it'll take it right away. I don't want to do that. At least I want the details of the freckles. Like, that's why you work with a redhead. Here we go. Again, if you have any specific questions on how I'm applying things and why I'm applying it in the way that I am, feel free to ask. Again, I'm not the wizard at this, but I know a few things, and hopefully whatever I know can help you. All right, now we're going to go down. I'm going to miss the joint in here, or whatever this is, the crook or whatever, I don't know. I'm going to miss that because I want to keep the detail there. And the stomach looks pretty cool. Let's go down here. Beautiful. There we go. Don't want to hit the tattoo there. We want to keep that detail. That's if you want to keep it. And if you want to remove it, you know, I would do it in Photoshop, quite honestly. It's so much easier to copy and paste and stamp tool and whatever else you need to use. So I'd wait there. Awesome. Now, take off. There we go. Now you can see it applied. Awesome. Enter twice. Boom. There we go. Now let's go to the before and after. And there we go. As you can see, the before and after. I'm really liking this photo a lot. It's nice and simple. Kind of reminds me of, well, it's just a nice portrait in the studio, quite honestly. I was going to say Vanity Fair, but that's where I was trying to go with the editing. But overall, definitely liking it. So as you can see, this time I added a little bit of just to mute or desaturate, or at least give that effect. I adjusted the tone curve here to give it more of a matte feel to it. That's what this photo was telling me, and hopefully you guys like the way it looks. Let me just see that face again. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Let me see if I just try one thing. Okay, still the same kind of effect. Cool. All right. So I hope you guys are liking the way these are coming out. So far we did. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Let's get out of that. So we did Kaylin's, we did Luan's, and we did, oh, look at that. I noticed something as soon as I switch back to his. There we go. That's better. Had a little magenta in there. I just saw it. And here we go with Nia's. So as you can see, within the past hour, it's literally been an hour since I started editing these 3 photos, and I did a lot of lifting in terms of processing these photos inside of Lightroom. Of course, frequency separation is a good tool, but it's a tool. Doesn't mean you have to use it every single time. If you can get the photo you like, well then congratulations, you got the photo you liked, and move accordingly. You know, post it, share it, print it, whatever it is you want to do. I'm a big fan of printing, so feel free to go ahead and print, you know. Okay, so we did two studio shoots, and we did, here, let me just do this. This is much easier. What am I doing? There we go. We did the two studio shoots and the one outdoor. The outdoor one actually wasn't obvious, but I used only natural light just to let you know. And the studio were just two. Each of them only had one key light, and Lawan's had one positive fill, camera right, and Kaylin's had a negative fill, camera left. So you can see the difference when it comes to using fill light, using a V flat, whether it's homemade with a foam core or actual V flat. You can really produce different kinds of images just with one lighting. So that could be a whole nother video. But let's get on back to my face, okay? Because I know you guys missed it. All right, so I hope any of this helped you out in any particular way. This video went over a little bit because I wanted to edit the photo that Noah suggested. I hope he liked the way it looked, and if you did, feel free to let me know. Post your comments down below. I will be planning on bringing you more behind the scenes on how I'm editing photos, but in particularly what I'm going to do is, if you stay tuned with me on Instagram and you see photo shoots that I post from stories of or go live behind the scenes, I want to actually edit those photos live for you on YouTube so that you can specifically relate where those photos came from in the photo shoot and stuff like that. So before I post some photos, let's say from photo shoot A, I want to bring it to you first, edit them, answer any questions you may have, and that includes Photoshop next time as well. Today I just specifically wanted to show you what you can do, or what I do normally through Lightroom. So again, I hope any of this helps. Awesome, thanks Jerome. I appreciate that you liked any of the information that I shared with you. If you want me to do more of these photo retouching live videos, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, please feel free to press that subscribe, like, and share this video or any other videos you like. And hit that bell notification for upcoming projects that I'm going to be posting. I will be doing more behind the scenes videos as I'm doing these photo shoots. So stay tuned for that. Of course, I'm Robert Silver, and you can follow me on Instagram. Oh, right here. Let me just show you. Okay. Boom. You can follow me. Awesome, Sean. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm glad you liked it. You can follow me here on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. Just, go ahead and follow me. Don't be bashful. All right. Where is it here? There we go. Let me see if. And of course, here I am, just to let you know. I will be, as I said earlier, be doing presets and having them available for all of you out there. So if there's any certain styles that you see in terms of the photos that I've posted, let me know what kind of style of presets you would like. But my presets will be geared toward portrait and fashion photography. So I do want to let you know that's what I would be coming from that background, and that's my perspective when it comes to approaching my editing. Okay, so that's what. So be on the lookout for my presets. Please support, pick them up, and outside of that, my digital family. Thank you for watching.